Hello and welcome to my how to draw video. Today we're going to be drawing a spring fox and we're going to get started. So I want you to grab your pencil first so we can start sketching. Follow along. I always recommend use a pencil first. So we're going to do like a triangle up, curve down. So that's going to start our nose. If you go towards the top of that triangle, you're going to want to just cut off like a little piece of it like that. That's going to be the tip of the nose. Go from the bottom of that left triangle part, you're going to do a little baby arch, like so. From that, connect the middle of that arch to that bottom of that triangle. Like so. Here we are. And now you have a fox, a beginning of a fox's nose. Now to put some more character into it, I'm going to start with the fox's eyes. I'm going to do right above that smile line, we're going to do an oval. One oval. And two ovals. Okay, now I have some cute little eyes. I'm going to put in some eyebrows, little hairy eyebrows. You can start putting like that. I'm going to touch those up later. Go to the bottom of that mouth, go to that triangle. I'm going to draw a little line this way like so. And then I'm going to draw on the top of that nose. I'm going to draw a little line this way. About like that. Now I'm going to start making the furry cheeks. For this we're going to do some zigzag motions. I'm going to go around in a curve. And you're going to connect it to that bottom part of the mouth. There we are. I'm going to finish off. There's going to be a little bit showing on the curve on the left for his right cheek. I'm going to mark over here to the left. I'm going to mark over here to the right. And then we're going to do placement lines. Curve around like so. Then we have the top of the head. Next part I am going to put in is his ears. And do the top part. Straight line, curve, lined up. Go around. Go back to the head. Curve to go back to that top. Go all the way down to the bottom. There we go. Next we are going to go over. I'm going to actually put some spring flowers on here, but just drawing a circle. And typically a flower has 5 petals, but you can do 1, 2, just by drawing like ovals around your circle to get some petals. I'm going to put another one right next to it. Another small circle. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I didn't really see this one, but I'm going to connect it. There we go. Next, I'm going to draw the next part of the ear. We'll go a straight line up, making a triangle kind of shape all the way down to the face again. I'm going to go back to that top of that triangle. It's going to be the bottom. And then we're going to add some fur detail into the ears like so. Just like little tiny zigzags, but it's a round zigzag. Same thing for the right side. I like my ear, but I think I can fix the perspective a bit more by pushing this a little bit backwards. And then I think I'll erase this line. I'm working on an iPad. If you're using a pencil or a marker, I would always suggest try doing your pencil first and do it lightly so you can see where you want to place everything before you like fully commit to a piece. Because sometimes if you go a little bit too hard on the pencil pressure, you're gonna start digging into that paper, which even though you erase it, you can still see the impression that it leaves behind. I'm gonna add some details to the eye. I'm just like little highlights right here that you can color in white later, and I'll show you that part later. Next, we are gonna do the chest. I have a plan for his furry part and his chest. I'll show you in a bit. I'm gonna start at almost where his ear is at. Go almost. This fox is built up entirely of triangles. Let's do a bunch of zigzag shapes. Meet in the middle. Again, go back to the other side where it lines up right by his right ear at the base. You're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a bunch of zigzags. These are just the ends of the hair. I'm going to add some fur on the inside, but I'll do that at a later step because I'm going to really focus on the design on the fur before adding in this final like fur bunches. Next part, I am going to be doing the 2 front paws. They're kind of like tubes, like almost like, think of like round cylinders. So what you're gonna do is start, line up where the body is, so you're like right here. Gonna start there, and I'm gonna do a line down, slightly curved, go to where you see the center of that bunch. You are gonna do a line down like so. I'm going to repeat the same part for the right side. Add that little hair in. Curve slightly inwards, not too much. I'm going to go back to the center. Curve slightly inwards, like so. So they kind of taper towards the bottom, bigger up top, small at the bottom, because you know, similar to your foot, ankle, foot, your leg and thigh is much bigger than your ankle and your foot. so smaller towards the bottom. Next step, I'm going to do the feet. The feet are kind of simple. They're going to just be 3 ovals. The middle one's typically bigger, so I'm going to do an oval like so. Smaller oval next to it. And the same size oval to the right. Again, I am going to do a big oval on the middle. Smaller oval on the left. Smaller oval on the right. Adjust your size accordingly. Now I'm going to take my eraser and just clean up some of the lines there. There we are. There. I'm gonna have this taper in just a smidge more. Because I think it's a little bit too wide. There we go. I go back to the feet and I'm just gonna zigzag the end of it. This adds a sense of fur, some extra pizzazz, some extra detail. There we go. Next part, gonna go top left leg. I'm going to be drawing not too much, but just a little curve. This is going to represent the side of the fox. It's like where the lungs would be, like the rib cage. Again, I'm going to do it on the side. This rounds out your fox. There we go. Okay, so that's done. Next part, we are going to be doing this back hind leg. So you're going to do a short line to the left, a short line, match it on the opposite side, short line it again, like so, and a taper. Cut it off just a smidge, just like so. And take that point and go down to your feet. Same on the right side. There you go. If you need to pause at any moment, you can take your time, pause, and then start back into your video, into your artwork. Okay, now we're going to do the bottom of the feet. Again, it's just going to be, since this is, you're looking at it the front way, it's going to do some ovals. I'm going to erase the inside of that. Get the back foot. So now we've done the hind legs. Again, we can add some fur detail. Next major important thing we are going to do is going to be the fox's tail. I'm going to actually start at where the fox tail ends. And my idea for this project is to turn the fox's tail into an Easter egg style pattern. So I'm going to start right towards the bottom, his front right foot. And I'm going to go curve up like so. Like a bent S curve. Do this really lightly because we're going to go back and add some fur texture. Or we just erase it entirely. No, it's back. And start back at that end point. I'm going to go around. Let's try that again. Go around like so. Now connect it to your fox. And I'm going to show you the zigzag like this. I'm going to clean up my edges. And that is how I'm adding fur onto his tail without, drawing it in first. You put on the structure of the tail, then you add in. On the end of, you can change your Easter egg design, but for mine, I'm gonna be doing this wavy pattern. It's gonna start like this. Stop. And you're just gonna mirror it at the bottom too. And put circles here. Circles here. Right in between the gaps. And I'm gonna repeat that for the next part. I'm going to take that same pattern I did for the egg, side pattern on this tail, and put it on his chest. So I'm going to do a wave line again. Bring it down, do it one more time. Put my circles. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna add some details to the background now that my character's mostly finished. Right by his face, I'm gonna be adding a tulip. I'm gonna start off with just a round oval, like so. So I just get an idea of where my flower is gonna be. This is gonna be done very lightly. And from there, I'm gonna shape that oval into the desired petal by just like rounding the edges, really. Because petals are round. And from that one petal, I am gonna build out my tulip. So we are gonna start towards the top. One line up. Curve back to the center. Start in the center. Short line. Round edges. Curve back to the center because this is the inside of the tulip. And go to the opposite side. I'm going to do curve line up. Curve line around. Go finish up those edges. Now you have your tulip base. Let's fix that up. There we go. Now we're gonna do the stem back to the ground. So I'm gonna start from the center of that tulip's base all the way down to the fox. I'm gonna make it kind of thick a little bit because the stem of the tulip is pretty sturdy. I'm going to add in the leaves. Point. Skinny pointed triangles, kind of. There we are. Okay. I'm going to do the tulip on the left side. Same method. I'm going to start with a round shape. Like an oval-like shape. There we go. I'm going to go back and just wave the top part of that oval. That's the top of the petal. Then you can take your eraser and go back in and erase and redefine your petals. So that's my start. Next, I'm going to just build out from there. Like almost a shell shape. And there you go. Now I got the base start of my next tulip. Again, go to the base of that tulip. I'm going to draw it curved a little bit bending towards the ground of the fox. Make it a little bit thick. Draw your skinny triangles to form the leaves. There we go. Now I'm going to start adding some grass detail. Now, with a lot of the shapes I've been showing you today, again, it's just a lot of like mini skinny triangles that are just like zigzags. And honestly, if you put some like zigzags right by the feet, it looks like the feet are in the grass. Even right by the tail, since the tail is laying in the grass, you can just put some really tall ones in there. There you go. Some little patches. There we go. And continuing that. Now I'm gonna make it look like the butterflies or the fox is looking at a butterfly. So right where he was looking at, I'm gonna draw a tiny circle. A tiny circle, there you go. And you're just going to do it like a round oval. Very skinny. You can color that in black if you want to right now. 1, 2 curved lines out of his head for the antenna. And for a more simplistic butterfly, you can just do 1 arch curve for his wing. Curve up to complete that. Start at that base, you're gonna round down, there you go. That's the front. I'm gonna also do 1 in the back, like so, there we go. You add some lines, little tiny flutter lines to show that he's like flying around. Then you can add some butterfly detail. These are some organic shapes inside. This makes it look a lot more pretty. Our last step before we color in our drawing is gonna be, I'm gonna add in the path of the butterfly. So I'm gonna show that he's been flying around the tulips just by doing some dashes, just to show the path of where the butterfly has been. Maybe I'll connect it right back to that left tulip. There we are. And now your drawing is complete. Let me add some little dots because these are where his whiskers would go. So one last step is let me add the fur detail. Yes, again, that's these big, chunky zigzag shapes. So I know where his fur is. Okay, now we're done. Now your next step is to just go back, fine tune with your color pencil, add some fur definition. Again, you're just doing that zigzag pattern. Okay. And we are good. Now I'll show you my quick process video of how I drew my fox. This is just a speed draw through it, and you can see my sketches and lines and different shapes. Towards the end, you're going to see me start coloring my fox in. I usually use always start with like a light color first before you start adding your darker values, because it's easier to go darker than it is to go lighter. So I'm not picking normal fox colors for this drawing since it's a spring fox, and I'm just choosing like these bright pastel spring type colors just to give it a more fun feeling. And you can see that I redid the face because I like it being a little bit lighter up there instead of having like almost like a mask. So I'm finishing up the fur, adding that extra Easter egg type of fur to his chest. And then add some highlights to it to finish up the thing. Add some couple flowers to the fox's head. And I painted in my butterfly, like monarch butterfly colors. And then there you go. So that would be the finished drawing of your spring fox. I hope you liked the video, so please subscribe and follow me along in the next art class video. Have a nice day. Bye.